Welcome to our video on the basic functions of Analog 4. We're working with the professional version here. Let's open an image and see what we can find there. Here is the interface immediately after opening the image. This is the first preset on the left-hand side. We're in the wet plate category with its first preset. The whole left-hand side just contains presets. In total, the program comes with 140 presets in 12 different categories. Wet plate, roll film, vintage, or for example, camera obscura, for more extreme editing. Freestyle, or the two new categories, double exposure and cross color. There is a whole range of features to discover. You are free to use whichever you want and work out a look you like. If you want to see an overview of a whole category, just select it. In this example, I'm using the category roll film, and then click this browser button. All the variants are now rendered and shown for you in an overview window. You can zoom in on them with the mouse wheel and then choose one development as your basis for editing here. Double-click to select the preset, and then continue improving your image from there. On the right-hand side, we have the Finalize area, which we will take a look at in a moment, and Expert Mode. Expert Mode has its own video, which I strongly recommend, but I might show you what you can do with it quickly. Let's click Expert Mode now. You are now shown a list of the available filters or image effects that you can apply to the image. Here you can see the selected effects, which show you the effects that comprise your selected preset. You can also modify the preset. For instance, you can switch the frame off or on. Let's switch the frame off, then click the plus sign here, and now save our own preset as My Preset. We have saved the modified preset in our presets and can now use them whenever we want. So we can modify our existing presets, save them as custom ones, or even set up completely new ones. The video on Expert Mode is intended to show you exactly how to do so. Let's return to the Finalize area and quickly go through everything to be discovered here. This is the magnifying glass view for the area under the mouse. This is the comparison window. Below that are the analog photofilm emulations, which are a variety of old analog films. They include, for instance, black and white films such as Ilford Delta 3200, an excellent black and white film that is very sensitive to light, or maybe a colour variant. Let's choose the Revolog 600NM, which I would say has a quite artistic aspect. You can also combine these photofilms with any of the presets you are using. That is, when you choose a photofilm, it is automatically applied onto all the presets here on the left. Let's take a look at the Xcolor module a little further down. We'll go back to the wet plate development. In wet plate, some of the presets are black and white or quite colourless. If you want, you can transfer the colour from the original image back into your preset here with any level of strength. Maybe you just want a touch of colour for an analog development. That gives the picture a bit more of an aged look. The whole thing is available in 4 different colour spaces. I'll set the intensity a bit higher so we can see the difference. For instance, the HSV colour space is a bit more muted and dark, and RGB is a bit brighter. Okay, let's reset that. The next module is the Optimization Assistant. Let's go to the Pocket Camera category. The Optimization Assistant analyzes the image for image noise, tonal value, clarity, color dynamism, and sharpness. It then automatically adjusts them for you to optimize the image. It's all automatic, but you can intervene if you want, simply by moving the slider here. I've now reduced the tonal value a little. You can see that when you change the tonal value, the clarity slider down here also changes, so the result is constantly reanalyzed and reoptimized. This optimization assistant also adapts over time to the preferences you tend to use here. You can see that in the changes in these trend. The program will adjust to your image preferences as time passes and can work very adaptively in doing so. Let's deactivate that again and reset the trends here too. The next module is the color toning. I'm going to choose a preset that's not quite as strong in color. Maybe this one, Pocket Camera 3. You can use the color toning module to apply toning to the image in a specific color. There are presets here, preset variants. The last 4 are dual tone presets. And the first 4 are single tone presets. And here we can choose a color, saturation and intensity, and opacity. If we want, we can still apply the area protection here and, for instance, protect the edge areas from the toning. That moves it closer to the center, or lets me protect the edge areas intensively. Then I really only have the colors in the center. After that, we have the virtual micro details, which we can use to add microstructures onto the image. I'll do that here using the landscape category. You can now see the slight changes that appear there. Here it is off and on again. It means micro details are added to the image. You can then adjust them for the different color tones. So if I want to make the green tones a little stronger, I have to increase the intensity a bit here, and maybe the yellow tones too. You can now see how it changes accordingly. You can combine several categories of these virtual micro details. For instance, if we choose landscape and architecture, both effects are applied on top of each other. Of course, the strength is now much too high at 200%. We should reduce it a little to make our work more nuanced. Then we have the grain module, which we can use to add grain to the image. Let's go up to a smooth area here and take a look. The level is specified by the ISO value. You can specify the size of the grain, and you are also free to choose the shape of the grain. There are a number of different quality levels up here. You can also choose to add an analog grain to the image here. The local adjustments, including the ambient light feature, are explained in 2 extra videos. One is the video on selective processing, selective drawing. The ambient light feature is explained in great detail in the Changing the Sky video. The color module down here also has an extra video that explains exactly what you can do with it. Then we have the LUT photo styles down here. Maybe you are already familiar with our program LUT1 or LUT Video 1. You can use this program to create an image style based on a photo and store it in databases that the analog program can access. So the programs are connected. You can then apply one of these LUT styles or any of the LUT styles here directly without having to transfer them. Then we have the sensor error correction feature. That's for removing sensor errors like smudges on the camera or maybe small unwanted objects. I'm going to make a new correction area here, a little smaller. I'm going to set it on the 8 here. A suitable area is then searched for, shown with a dashed outline, and the 8 is gone. It's the intelligent fill function. And last but not least, we have the focus peaking analysis. If we click this feature, we can see where the sharp areas are in the image, where the focus lies. That helps us to edit the image correctly and cleanly, and maybe to draw the user's gaze to certain areas. So, that's the end of our brief overview of Analog 4. I hope you are able to take something from it. See you next time.